What's up, y'all? Your man Shelby here. And as you can tell right here in the image, I was scrolling on Facebook and I came across this post right here, and obviously I did answer it. But I realized that there's something strange that happens when you build a brand in public. Um Most people tend to think it's about loud stuff, the ads, the funnels, the content schedule that looks like it came out of a marketing boot camp, right? Yet and still, the real growth comes from the quiet corners. You know, I learned that leadership doesn't always show up on a stage, and sometimes it truly shows up in a comment section, right? And I'm not talking about the whole thanks for engagement nonsense. I'm talking about micro storytelling, something stoic, intentional, pro black, and rooted in real lived experience from my perspective, from what I've gone through. And 9 times out of 10, I would really just drop a comment and not a pitch, a perspective, a lesson that I learned, or a truth that I came across. And what happened from all this was absolutely just insane. People followed the leadership signal long before they ever followed the account. Those comments became little magnets, putting in the people who resonated with clarity, strength, and realness. Shadow growth, zero ad spend, and really a high conversion as well. Then there were the DMs, the direct messages, hitting people up in the inbox. Most consultants treat value like it's gold bars locked in a basement. I mainly treated it like it was air. If you needed it, I shared it with you. One line of real advice, one tailored audit insight, with no sales pressure whatsoever. And right after that, people would hit my site, explore my work, and 9 times out of 10, they would take action. Another one would be generosity, especially in a world built on gatekeeping, turned out to be a really viable business strategy. Not because I planned it that way, but because giving game to people who needed it was simply the right thing to do. And then there's the part of the story, the undertone people feel even when I don't say it directly. If you can't tell, my voice is very pro-black, and it's on purpose because my message is rooted in dignity, legacy, power, purpose, and I refuse to dilute that to make anyone feel comfortable. And strangely enough, that clarity became an asset. While the industry swims in beige, safe, sanitized marketing talk, my voice hit different. It resonated. It cut through the noise. It reminds people that leadership has color, culture, and soul. And someone who is in the consultation field, the marketing consultation field, and being black, you don't see that a lot. You really don't. And these weren't strategies drawn on a whiteboard. They weren't crafted in a boardroom. These were my lived tactics. Experiments born from survival, authenticity, and service. The real world playbook doesn't look like a textbook. It looks like a human being showing up every day with truth, courage, and consistency. And I believe that's the part most folks tend to miss. Growth isn't always engineered. Sometimes it's witnessed. Sometimes it's felt. Sometimes it's built in the shadows by actions that were never meant to be strategies in the first place. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and check out the website, www.iamshelbyclark.online. I'll leave it down below in the comment section. And had to put in a cheesy sales plug, right? Cheesy call to action there. But with that being said, y'all, that's going to be the end of this video. Deuces, this your man Shelby. I'm out, and y'all be easy.